Let's look at miracle number 13. Uh, Salutation of the stone. So Rasulullah SAW, before becoming a prophet, he used to go on a path, and there was this one stone that used to send salam on Rasulullah. A voice would come out of the stone and it would say Assalamu Alaikum. So Rasulullah SAW would be, it would be very amazing for him that something strange that's happening. So this was basically a sign, a beginning sign of prophethood for Rasulullah SAW. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was preparing him. So this was one miracle that happened. And one thing to note here is that, we do not consider stones to have life, isn't it? Like trees and animals and birds, stones and rocks, mountains don't have life. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the command of Allah, He can make things happen. Everything in the universe, whether living or non-living, they make tasbih of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fits it right. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the stone to send salam on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this was happen. I mean, again, we have to imagine, think even that, this stone, what is it? I mean, in today's physics and chemistry, we know that everything is composed of atoms, right? Atoms, each atom has nucleus, there are electrons revolving around it, so there's some movement there. So we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kept these characteristics in everything, and they do they pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the way befitting to them. We do not know. And these rocks and stones, they also fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know that verse in the Quran also, right? What is that verse? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصديا من خشية الله. What does that mean? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that had we sent down the Quran on what? On the mountains, what would had happened? You would have seen it humbling itself, and it would have split asunder, crushed into pieces. Out of what? Out of fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these stones have this, they also fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This verse is from Surah Al-Hashr. But anyways, this was a real stone. It was not a jinn or anything. It was a real stone, and the voice came out of it. Just a tangent. Do you know of any other prophet who had a similar miracle like this of a stone? Something, can anybody think of? A prophet which has a miracle related, something related to this stone. It was actually Prophet Musa alayhi salam. What happened? There was a story actually. What happened was Musa alayhi salam, he was very strong man. We know that he was very powerful. There was one thing about him, was that he was very shy. And people, in his time, they used to not have that much of shyness. So example, when they would take bath near the sea or whatever, they would remove clothes, and they don't mind getting naked, for example, right? So that Musa alayhi salam was different. He was so shy that he would always make sure that nobody is seeing him without clothes. So he would go and take a bath at a time nobody is seeing him, and he would take bath and so on. So one day what happened, these Bani Israel, the people, they said that, why Musa doesn't remove clothes in front of us? Because he has a defect in his body and he doesn't want to show us. He has a defect. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to prove people wrong. So what happened? Musa alayhi salam was one time, he decided to take a bath. So he removed his clothes, kept on the stone, and when he was taking this bath, this rock, the stone, it fled away with the clothes. And Musa alayhi salam got, he was without clothes, so he ran after the stone, and he took his stick, and he was, telling that rock, give me my garments back, give me my clothes back. So this stone just rolled unto that place until the time when it reached a place where people were sitting. Bani Israel, the people were sitting there, and it stopped there. So Prophet Musa alayhi salam came there, and people saw him without clothes. And they said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created him in the best shape, and he does not have any defects. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala removed that defect. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded that stone to, fled like that. So again, he took the clothes back, he wore it, and then what did he do? He took his stick and he started beating the stone, because what it did to his garments. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that he beat the stone so hard that it left 4 or 5 marks on that stone, still there today. So anyways, that was just a tangent, just to tell you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can command even the lifeless objects to do things which we cannot think can happen in a regular